All right, so this is something a little bit new. This is Gears of War, and this is little lore Gears of War, the Pendulum Wars. I know nothing about Gears of War except that it's a game. That's all I really know about it. I know it's set in the not so distant future. There's been some sort of alien infestation, and it's guns, and I believe it's a shooter. I'm pretty absolutely certain it's a shooter, but aside from that, I know relatively nothing. But this was a lore video requested, and this was requested by Hudson's Village Idiot, and it was made by MrGinoUp. So we're gonna check this out, and let's see what it has to. Let's see what we can learn about the Pendulum Wars from Gears of War. Here we go.
Hello there, my name is MrGinoUp, and holy shit, I have got like 3 consistent weeks of uploads. Let's add another week with the story of the Pendulum Wars, a 79-year-long war in the universe of the Gears of War. The Pendulum War was a global war between the 2 major superpowers on the planet of Sarah, the Coalition of Ordered Governments,
Mechanicus,
or the COG, and the Union of Independent Republic, or the UIR. This war was over
the Imperium during the Unification Wars. Why can't they just get along?
For different resources all over the planet, but mainly emulsion. Millions of lives were lost.
Emulsion?
And the environment was completely obliterated by devastating weapons. The pre-war events. A few decades before the war, Sarah was plunged in a millennia-long conflict known as the Age of Armageddon. In this age, humans almost destroyed themselves and the planet of Sarah.
So this was a 1,000-year-long conflict before the Pendulum Wars. Okay.
After being nearly extinct, the human race realized their ways were wrong and embraced peace. This time is also known as the Era of Silence.
Okay.
This era led to advancements of art, science, and culture. This fun was soon cut short because of the shortage of energy. To find another resource to counter this shortage, expeditions were formed, and so emulsion was found.
Okay.
This was, however, a useless energy until Dr. Helen Cooper created the light mass process, a process that presumably killed the parasitic organism in the emulsion and turned it into a fuel-like resource like petroleum. Full implementation of the light mass fuel eliminated the use of nuclear-based energy, and with that, a lot of jobs, leaving people jobless, and eventually this caused the fall of Sarah's world economy. Countries with less emulsion in the ground started war with each other, and so the Age of Silence was ended. The 79-year-old war. At a place called the Kashgar Fronts, the Cogs were defending an emulsion-rich land called, well, Kashgar, from the UIR nation of Furlin. The Cog were able to fight off the UIR infantry, or Indies, until the president of Vashgar, a bordering country, gave up his status of president. This gave the UIR the opportunity to invade Vashgar and another front to attack Kashgar. This gave the UIR an opportunity to attack Anvil Gate, where the Cogs mostly were stationed, while the second front headed to the capital of Kashgar called Savad. To counter the Indies from gaining anything, the Cog shut down the emulsion supply. This, however, caused millions of citizens to go dark, as well as shutting down hospitals and power stations.
Typically that sucks.
This forced the UIR to ship supplies from neighboring UIR nations for the local population of Kashgar. So
basically COG and the UIR are coalitions in this war. Okay.
They could keep balance and peace in that nation. After the takeover of Shavad, the UIR started their siege on Anvil Gate, where the COG were stationed. The siege lasted 3 months, and the Anvil Gate was reduced to rubble from mortar attacks from the UIR. Hoffman and his troops had a choice.
Dude, that motherfucker's been eating a lot of beef. Jeez, dude. Look at the size of that guy's jaw.
Of either dying and getting civilians captured, or surrender and have the civilians evacuated.
Okay.
Keeping the civilians in mind, Hoffman surrendered, but he did not end it there. As the Indies were coming, the COG trapped them in the old part of the city and unleashed fire. 200 of the Indie soldiers were killed. Even though the COG lost several of their own men, they still claimed victory at Anvil Gate.
Okay.
The climax. Several small war events later, the climax neared, and that was the raid on Aspo Fields, with an operation name called Leveler. Knowing the UIR were ahead in creation of an orbital weapon, the COG had to take countermeasures. The COG deployed the 26th RTI, that is pretty much Marcus and all his friends, and the Navy to assault the coast. Meanwhile, a team led by Commander Hoffman raided the base and stole the plans for the Hammer of Dawn. Even though the COG lost a lot of their own forces, they managed to evacuate with the plans of the Hammer of Dawn.
Okay.
After the raid, the COG and the UIR fought for another 2 years. Over these 2 years, Adam Phoenix, the father of Marcus Phoenix, finished the Hammer of Dawn. On a coast city occupied by the COG, the UIR decided to bombard it. As a countermeasure, the COG unleashed their new little toy. The Hammer
That's a battleship.
obliterated 5 ships in an instant and forced the UIR fleet to withdraw.
All
Knowing
right.
that the Hammer of Dawn worked, the COG used it on all the other indie settlements. And so the premier of the UIR entered negotiations and eventually surrendered. Not every UIR nation agreed on the surrender, and insurgencies were created. The UIR nations that surrendered were helped rebuild by the COG. 6 weeks after the surrender of the UIR, E-Day hit, and the planet of Sarah was once again at war. Well,
E-Day?
these are the most important events in the Pendulum Wars. It's a shame that not much of it is covered in the actual games, but rather in the comics and the novels. I wanted to thank
You know, that's a shame, but at the same time, I understand why.
everyone who is subscribed to me, because I'm nearing 100 subscribers, and let's hope for another 100 more. Well, thanks for watching. See you guys on the flip side. Boop.
I remember when I had about 100 subscribers. I remember when that was. When I've told people several times, when I started this channel, I didn't think I'd get over 500 subscribers. I never thought it was going to be a possibility. Here I am, over 6,000 subscribers, and I don't know what to do with myself half the time. I'm an idiot. I'm wandering around trying to figure out how to make this thing work. It is what it is. You get to where you're going eventually. But there was a lot of things that I didn't understand about what he was talking about. It was a good base overview, but I don't know enough about it yet. As far as Gears of War go, it might bear more. Like the way he's talking, he's bringing up certain things that happen, and I don't really understand the timeline of what I'm looking at yet. So this was definitely for people that actually knew, like, might have played the games, but not for somebody like me that's completely and totally unknowing about anything about this. In any case, what he did explain, the stuff that he did go through, that was very easy to grasp onto. He has a very good way of putting out information, but I just wish I had more of a background in it before I heard this. In any case, check him out. Subscribe to him if you'd like more content from Gears of War. As far as for myself, if you like the video, please like and subscribe. If you'd like me to check out something, pop it into the Discord. I have a request for reaction channel. And, yeah. It's going to be a long day for me. There's a lot of stuff that you guys, I'm watching a whole bunch of series at the same time. And 2 of those series have put out new episodes. One being Star Wars vs. 40K, the other one being Hunter the Parenting. And I got to figure out when I'm going to check those out as far as live streams go. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing Star Wars vs. 40K on a live stream either Wednesday or Thursday night. I have not decided which one yet. In any case, I'll catch you guys next time.